Air India should be ashamed of itself. Air India should be ashamed in the way it's been running the airline, and the Tatas really ought to get in and do something about it. There were a lot of expectations when the Tatas took on Air India, but it's been one terrible story after the other, one scandal after the other, one case of passenger trauma after the other. They seem to have worked very hard to get everything absolutely wrong. Now, I know Air India is going to say, we're going to fix it eventually. Well, you will. But let me tell you what you've done today. And I hope the Air India bosses are listening to this tonight. No big advertising campaign is going to save you, Air India, when the managing director of a global conglomerate, the India managing director of Bridgestone, a foreign national, flies an Air India plane, and he takes off from Delhi to Bangkok. The flight number is AI2336. The date of the flight is the 9th of April. Let me tell you what happened. Another case of P-gate happened. Another passenger, probably sozzled, probably drunk, went and urinated on Mr. Hiroshi, who was sitting in 1D. A passenger from 2D comes and urinates on another passenger who's the managing director of a leading global MNC. You would have expected that Air India would have taken strong action in this case. You would have thought that Air India would have dragged that person to the police station immediately upon disembarkation and taken it upon themselves to ensure that he did not get away. But, lo and behold, Air India did absolutely nothing. The entire approach of Air India was bury the case, underplay the matter. All they did was they went to the victim and said, do you want to file a case against him? Now that's a managing director of a global MNC. He has business meetings. He has no time to take it upon himself. So Air India said, well, if you don't want to file a complaint, we don't want to either. Here are some wet towels. Clear yourself up. Clean yourself up. We're sorry about what you went through. We're sorry that a fellow passenger urinated on you. We're sorry that you had to become the latest victim in another case of P-gate. And then they said, nobody's complaining. Let's move on. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? This could happen to you. Tomorrow, if you are going on an Air India plane, someone can come and slap you and attack you. Someone can come and urinate on you or spit on you, and Air India will expect you to take the onus on yourself to go to the police station. And if you don't take the onus on yourself, Air India is going to say, cool, well, sorry, let's just move on. There's this move on approach. There is this chalta hai attitude that has hit Air India. Air India should be totally ashamed of itself because it has now landed up with a letter from the Bridgestone Managing Director's office. What are you doing, Air India? Now, what they've said is, they say, rightly so, and I want to read out this letter because this could happen to you. While Mr. Yoshizane was asleep during the flight, another passenger, clearly in an inebriated state and incapable of walking properly, urinated on Mr. Yoshizane's legs. The fact that such a person was permitted to board and remain on board an international flight in that condition is not only outrageous, but poses a serious threat to passenger safety and dignity. This deplorable act led to Mr. Yoshizane being soaked in urine mid-flight, an unthinkable situation in any civil aviation environment, let alone in business class. Now, we place on record our strong protest against the negligence of Air India in allowing a visibly intoxicated individual to board and remain on board an international flight. This demonstrates a serious lapse in pre-boarding screening and on-board supervision, thereby compromising the comfort and safety of other passengers. And they have demanded immediate identification of the individual, a formal apology from Air India, an assurance and clarity on the measures being taken by Air India, and appropriate compensation for this mental distress and inconvenience. And it has said that if Air India does not respond in 7 days, then they're going to take this matter up diplomatically and in every which way. Now, viewers, everybody is not a managing director of an MNC to have a legal team to take on Air India. But the fact is, what is Air India up to? What are these airlines up to? Why do they feel that they can charge passengers anything and owe them no responsibility? Air India is taking passengers for granted. And if anyone from the Tata Group is listening to this tonight, stop defending what's going on in Air India. To Air India, I would like to say, stop trying to treat this like a public relations event or a PR disaster. What's going on in Air India is a disaster. And I want to say this to Air India, that if you believe that because you've got this huge consortium, Vistara, Air India have all come together. They're one big conglomerate, and you and Indigo basically rule the airwaves. Let me tell Indigo, Air India, and every other airline, the passengers own the airlines because we pay for the tickets. This feeling that you're a corporate monopoly cannot be allowed. This matter will escalate.